What do you think it was that people saw in you along the way that made them think this person should pursue ordination?
That's an interesting question. Um, I mean, I was prayerful. I enjoyed going along to chapel or church. Obviously, I was there quite a lot, partly because of my singing, but I would have gone anyway. And I liked reading a bit about theology and engaging in, discussions about God and spirituality and prayer. It was just a quiet but deep and important part of who I was. Yeah, and I like to do things for other people as well. As I say, I'd been serving at Lichfield Cathedral since I was 11. I'd always wanted to be a cathedral chorister, but they didn't have girls when I was that age. So that was my sort of way of serving in a church. And that was always really special for me.
Okay, so walk us through, how do you get from New Year's Eve, telling mom and dad I might have a vocation, to being Reverend Dr. Megan DeFern, chaplain of Jesus College? What was that journey like?
It was wonderful. Okay. It wasn't always straightforward. So I spoke to the then precentor of Lichfield Cathedral and said, I think I might have a vocation. And so we chatted through it, and he sent me off to see the diocesan director of ordinance, who was very supportive, and that was all good. We had some good conversations in university vacations. In the meantime, I had a drink with my brother. I've got an older brother, 3 years and a week older than me, he was the first person I married, actually, apart from my husband. He said, you should meet this friend of mine and go on a placement with him, because I didn't have very much parish church experience. So I did. Dear Mr. Dathan, I wrote, please could I come and spend a week or so in your parish? Obviously, you may notice that is now my married name. So the rest is history. That's a very short version of the story. I had an amazing parish placement, not just because he was quite nice and we were getting on famously, but I loved doing the sort of parish church thing. The year after I left Oxford, I spent a year in West Bromwich, so a bit of a culture shock, working in various different churches there, and a number of sort of establishments around there. The Women's Refuge, the local hospitals, hospice, secure psychiatric unit, all sorts of different things, which completely broadened my horizons and perspective on life.
Was it the diocese that had placed you in those, or did you have to seek those out?
That was through the Lichfield diocese.
Okay.
So they said, do you want to go off to a selection conference now, or do you want a year doing some placements? So I went for the latter. So that was a full-on year, but wonderful. I went off to my selection conference and they accepted me. So the following year I went to Cambridge, to Westcott House, where I trained for ministry. And so then I was placed at Sydney Sussex College, where I did my BA in 2 years. And I also did, a placement in the chapel there. And then I was there for a final year at Westcott doing some more pastoral stuff. Then I got ordained as curate of the rugby team ministry. So I was deaconed in 2006 and I was priested in 2007. Okay. 3 churches in rugby, and then one disused one as well, which is always good to keep one on one's toes. The sort of quiet reminder at the back of one's mind. And a really good, an excellent training incumbent who really helped me to learn what it was to be a professional minister, a deacon and then a priest.